Hey there, business owners. Welcome to Auto Happy. So today we are going to cover a very interesting automation which is based on Google Sheets and Notion database. You will be automatically able to sync new or updated Google Sheets data into your Notion database and maintain a real-time visibility across your workspace without manual exports or copy and paste. So let's understand this workflow with the help of a real-time use case to get much more clarity. Imagine you're managing a project data or content list in Google Sheets without automation. You'd constantly have to copy and paste updates into your Notion workspace to keep everything aligned. With automation, any change you make in Google Sheets, like adding a new task, updating a deadline, or changing a status, is instantly synced to your Notion database in real time. This keeps your Notion dashboard perfectly up to date without any manual work, ensuring your team always has the latest information in one place. So now that we have understood this real-time example, let's go and perform today's workflow. But before going to today's workflow, let's try to learn a bit more about what is AutoAppy. So AutoAppy is basically a no-code platform which is used to create such interesting automations within a single click of time. But to know more about AutoAppy, let's go and visit its homepage. So for that, we have to go to its homepage. This is the landing page of AutoAppy where we have different nav options like Home, Apps, Learn, Automations, Pricing, and Workflows. So this is the landing page of AutoAppy where we have different nav options like Home, Apps, Learn, Automations, Pricing, and Workflows. So as we scroll down, we have a section that is Connect Your Apps where we have n number of applications which we have integrated with AutoAppy with which you can perform your automations for your businesses. So that too also under different domains like AI, Sales and CRM, Customer Support, etc. So as we scroll down, we can go to our next section that is the setup your automations. This is a section where you can explore how you can streamline your workflows, save time with our automation features. So here we have created various templates for different automations which you can check for how they suit your businesses. So here we have different automations where you can always go and simply view details if you are a new user and simply try it to see how they suit your businesses. So now let's go forward to our pricing plan. So here you can see that we have three different pricing plans, that is the starter plan, the essential plan, and the professional plan. So in the starter plan, you can see that for absolutely rupees 0 per month, we offer you 3000 tasks every month, unlimited workflows, unlimited team members, and whatnot. So what are you waiting for? So simply just sign up for free and take at most of advantage of this as possible. So now let's go and perform our today's workflow. So for that, before this, make sure that you have already signed into AutoAppy and that you have connected your Google credentials to the same. So let's start with the workflow for today. For that, we have to go and tap workflows. But before that, make sure that you have already signed into AutoAppy and that you have connected your Google credentials to the same so that you can. So now this opens up this particular page, which is the automation dashboard and which tells us to manage and monitor our workflows. So after we create workflows, we'll get a list of workflows here, which we'll be able to manage. So now let's start with creating with our first workflow. So let's go to add workflow and give it a name as auto sync data from Google Sheet to Notion database and hit save. So this will open up this particular interface which will tell us to select a trigger application. So now you will have a question in mind saying that what is a trigger. So a trigger is basically a starting point to any automation you're going to create in future. Basically it is just like a backbone to your entire automation you're going to create. So basically it's just like if condition, if not satisfied, it will not go to the next condition. So in our specific case, our first and very first trigger action is going to be the Google Sheet from where we require to fetch the details. So from here in the trigger section, just select the row added or updated, new row added or updated, and just say add first app. So this will add this particular application into the AutoAppy canvas. So now we have to go and set this up. So for that we have to go to the hamburger menu near the draft option and it will open up the setup window for the same. So now we will have to copy the webhook URL here, and if you scroll down you can see that there are a setup of instructions given here. So here what we have to do is we have to first log into the Google account. Since I already have that, I'm going to start with the second step itself. So it says that to go to the extensions and then to the add-ons and to say get add-ons. So let's perform this. Make sure that you already have a Google Sheet which has the task assigning as name, and you can then give the names of the columns which we will see later. But first let's see how to set this webhook up. So for that we have to go and hit extensions, and then we have to say get add-ons, and then search for AutoAppy webhook. And you can see the very first option, that AutoAppy webhook by Ritik Veer, and just say install. This will open up this kind of an interface in front of you. So just sign in to the account which is integrated to AutoAppy. Say allow. And then it will tell us to complete the second step. So it is just a guide which we have to go through, where you'll actually understand how to exactly use this Google Sheet webhook. So there is a process which you can go through later. For now, we will just go back and then say done. Close this. Then we will refresh the page. So here we will be able to find in the extensions that we have already installed the AutoAppy webhook successfully. So now let's go and set this web workflow up. So in the AutoAppy webhook that we just installed, we will just go and set this workflow now. Say setup workflow. And as you can see that I have already have an Excel sheet with the name of task assigning, and then I also have the task submission date and the assignee details. So I'll also keep one more column of status. Let this just load and we will just give it a name as status. And add a fresh trigger. So yes, in the column number D, I want the status to be filled. And then I will also paste the webhook I just copied from the AutoAppy webhook. So if we want, we actually will just simply go back to our AutoAppy account, and if you're not sure if you have copied it again, so let's do it again so that there is no problem. So I'll just copy that and I'll paste it here. And in the event type, I wish to select text enter, and then I will just say simply save. So yes, the status column has appeared under column D, and then settings have been saved successfully, and then hit setup triggers. This also has been done successfully. So now let's go to our Notion database once, because we want to also perform our next final action into the Notion database, where we want to fetch the details from the Google Sheets and that too into your Notion database. So I already have created an account with Notion database. Make sure you have one. And then I have given the database a name as AutoSync Assign Tasks via Google. So I have the following columns here: task, submission date, and the assignee. So I also have another extra column of status, right? So I'll just add that here. I'll just save it. So make sure that you have the same columns in here as that of the Google Sheet. So now that we have that added that column there, so now let's keep this aside for a moment, and now let's work with the Google Sheets. So now that the webhook has been set, we'll go back to AutoAppy and then we will say start capturing data. So while it is capturing the data, I will go back to my Google Sheet and I will say video recording as my task. Then submission date, I will say it as first December. Assigning details, I'll say as Swarali. And in status, I will say completed. And now I'll go back to AutoAppy. Let's wait for a few seconds until it captures the data. And then just tap check status. So here you can see that the data has been captured successfully by us. So here you can see that all the rows, the task, the submission date, assignee and the status has been captured. So the first step has been successfully set correctly and the Google Sheet node is live. So now let's close this and perform our next task, that is a final action node, that is the Notion database. So here we will just go and hit plus icon and here we are going to go and search for Notion. So in this, I will select the task type as create database item. And then I'll say add node. Yes, add node. Then I will go and create a new connection. Since we are a new user, I'll give it a name as AutoSync Google Sheet Data. So you can save this like this, so that next time when you perform any kind of automation involving Notion, create database item, you can always use this AutoSync Google Sheet and I'll say connect with Notion. And then this will open up my account, which I already have an account with. So it will ask for some permissions. So just say select pages. And in here, you will have to go in the private section. And my database is saved under welcome to Notion. So here I'll say allow access. So and this is how I have connected my Notion. So now under the drop down, I will have my AutoSync assigned task by Google Sheets, which I've already created with the column names. You can see the status, assignee, submission date, and the task. So here now I will have to map one by one details from the Google Sheet itself. So for this, we have to go to the data mapper and map the items from the previous node from Google Sheets. So since it is asking for the status, it was completed. So just say confirm, complete. And then after that in the assignee part, also go to the data mapper again. Select Google Sheets as your previous node. And then the name was Varali for assignee. And then just say confirm. And then go to the submission date. For this also you have to repeat the same thing. Category, Google Sheets, and select the date which you had entered. I had entered 1st December. So just say confirm. And in the task, I will again do the same. Go to the data mapper and from the Google Sheets, you will get it. The task was video recording, right? Yes. So just confirm it. So basically you need to remember what you had entered in the Google Sheet in order to map this. So while you go to the data mapper, you just simply go to the data mapper category and then select your previous node and then search your whatever entries you had done. I hope this is clear how to map this. So now that we've already mapped it, we'll just say simply submit and data has been saved successfully. And now you just do test this node. So the task has been executed successfully. Now to hide sample data and show sample data. So here you can see that the database entry has been done. We have received the object ID and the created time as well. So let's go and check in our Notion database if the row has been replicated or not. So yes, you can see that in the auto-synced assigned task via Google database which we had, the video recording task, the submission date, assignee and the status has been successfully stored. So for this, if you want to try out some other entries, you can do that as well. So let's go to a Google Sheet for now and enter editing as your next task and give the submission date as 6th of December and the name as Sia, and in here I'll say not complete. So now this should be replicated in your Notion. So here you go, we have the other row as well put inside this in the proper manner. So this is how the automation takes place. Hope so that you enjoyed this automation and the walkthrough through AutoAppy was inspiring and interesting for you. Make sure that you like, share and subscribe this video. And if you have any query or any ideas in your mind which you want us to cover in the upcoming video tutorials, feel free to comment down in our YouTube video comment sections, and so that our team gets in touch with you and we will be very really happy to help you out with the same. So until I see you into the next video tutorials, happy automating. Thank you.